And so it was that the once proud kingdom of Glenbrook did fall. Aesfrost seized control of the Crown City, threatening to bring the surrounding domains under its iron yoke. Now the Archduke's army marches upon House Wolford's stronghold, where Prince Roland is being sheltered by his loyal friends and allies.
Yeah, things aren't going great. Hey, well, welcome back to more Triangle Strategy. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we managed to finally escape from the Crown City of the Kingdom of Glenbrook. After a bunch of invasion, there's other stuff going on, and this time we're going to continue on, but first we have a few character stories. First off, SlayerNoah accompanies a young blacksmith to gather supplies when they happen upon an unfortunate scene.
I can't thank you enough for accompanying me to gather supplies, Lord SlayerNoah, but I hope I've not usurped too much of your time.
Not at all, lad. Not at all. I was heading back to my encampment anyway. More importantly, this area is rife with Aesfrosti. I hate to think what would happen should they discover you or any loyal to House Wolford out here.
I cannot much bear to think on it either. My lord, there's someone here! He's dead.
Those are Glenbrook colors. He must have met his end at Aesfrosti Steel.
I know him. We were friends. He had such praise for the blade I forged him. This blade, here, the broken one. It failed him. I failed him. And now he's gone.
You are not to blame for his death.
But...
we are at war.
I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not as skilled a smith as I believed.
We risk much lingering here, but let us give him a proper burial before we depart.
My lord, you needn't go to the trouble.
It is no trouble. It is all I can do for him now, and I shall curse that I cannot do more.
Thank you, Lord SlayerNoah. My lord, ever since that day, I haven't stopped thinking about how I might put my smithy skills to better use. I didn't truly grasp the reality of the situation. What it means to be at war. What duties I have as one who forges weapons. Though I am but a novice at my craft, I will not ignore the truth I see all around me. I will face it and stand strong. That's why I wish to fight.
Are you certain you're prepared to wield steel outside your forge?
I am. I need to better understand what it means to live or die by the blade. A lesson I hope to learn by your side.
Then you are most welcome among my ranks. A novice you may be, but you have the makings of a master.
Thank you, my lord. I, Ians, hereby swear fealty to you. I shan't let you down.
So we get Jens into our party. He is our blacksmith at the encampment, so he is still there. And Jens is a little bit of a unique unit in terms of, well, most tactical RPGs. Jens does a lot of support work, but not in terms of buffing. He kind of alters the battlefield around him. If we go onto his roster page. Also, yeah, I really need to level up Hasbara. He has mainly Springtrap and Ladder right now. Springtrap will push people back a couple turns if they land on it. And Ladder, well, builds a ladder. Jens is a very interesting unit. You do have to be a little bit smart about using him just because, well, he's not really a direct attacker. He's not a direct debuffer. He's a very indirect fighter in general, but he's not as bad. He's someone that I need to use a little bit more. Oh, should have read that.
Halt! This is the encampment of House Wolfort.
Splendid! For it's Lord Wolfort himself that I came to see. Lead me to him, my good man.
Big words from a shady-looking fellow in that ridiculous garb. Be gone at once.
Ridiculous. Why, I'll have you know that these robes are a treasured relic of...
Did I ask about your robes? I said, be gone.
Wait, I say! Who there? Lord Wolfort! Can you hear me?
What's all the commotion here? This strange lad demands an audience with you, Lord Serenoa, and stubbornly refuses to leave.
The name's Narv. Grandson and last disciple of the Archmage Grandante, here to offer my services.
The Archmage Grandante? Forgive me, but in all my years of studying the arcane arts, I've never once heard that name.
You haven't? Oh, I see. I suppose you won't have.
Ah, I'm sorry if I offended you.
You needn't apologize, miss. Let's start over, shall we? Let me show you just what the final disciple of the Archmage Grandante can do.
Incredible.
Well, what do you think?
I've never seen anything quite like it. Were you born with magic like this? Or perhaps...
My illustrious grandfather, the Archmage Grandante, that is, taught me all I know. Please, let me join your army. I'm most certain my sorcery could avail you to no end.
Lord Serenoa, this boy possesses remarkable talent. I must admit, he would make a formidable addition to our forces.
Thank you, Jila. Narv, I welcome you to House Wolfort.
Thank you, my lord. My magic will change the world. Just you wait and see.
And we get Narv into the party. Narv is yet another magic user, alongside Corentin and not Cordelia, Frederica, Cordelia's Roland's sister. Narv is, as he kind of said on the aptitudes, he has spells of every type. He's very much, he can take advantage of weaknesses, and he's a fairly decent attacker. He's not going to do as much strength as Frederica. Frederica will always be a little bit more powerful than him, but he does have some very nice range. Whirlwind is a very good thing in terms of range. He has Icy Breath, he has Sanctuary, which Jila also has, if he can do some healing. Can get some lightning, he can get some fire. Narv is really good. I really like Narv. Also helps that he's voiced by Xanthwin, so that's always a boon. Whiteholm Castle. The Frosty Archduke enters Whiteholm Castle, seat of power in Glenbrook, and lays claim to the throne.
Your most honorable siblings, Lord Thalas and Lady Erica, have arrived, my lord.
Thank you for the escort. You may go now.
If there is anything else that you require, anything at all, you need but say the word.
In that case, I would have a bottle of the realm's finest wine and a serving of fresh fruit delivered to my quarters.
But of course, milady, I shall have the servants fetch it at once.
Ever eager to please, isn't he?
I believe the word you're looking for is sycophant. Congratulations on bringing Glenbrook to its knees, brother. It's a thing of beauty, what you've accomplished. I trust you're already seeing to that fuss outside the castle walls?
Of course.
The other domains are putting up little in the way of resistance. Lord Telior trembles in his seat within the stronghold, and Lord Fox was oblivious to what was happening until it was far too late.
How easily the 3 high houses of Glenbrook break under your iron boot, brother.
Wolford is the last to hold out, but Avlora will deal with them. Prince Roland will be in our hands before long.
Speaking of royalty, brother, I would have thought Cordelia would be dead or rotting in jail. Yet here she sits on the throne. She looks less a vanquished princess and more a queen.
That is precisely what I would have her be.
Whatever do you mean?
Once things have calmed, I shall assume guardianship over her and have her crowned. A few days hence, Regna will be executed. I've already informed Patriat as much.
So the wise and benevolent King Regna meets his end at last.
Father!
What?
Please, can someone explain? What are we gonna do? Excuse me. Can you tell me what's happening, please?
Did I hear him wrong? I don't.
What's been said?
Subjects of Glenbrook, I am Gustadolf, Archduke and High Commander of the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. Hear my words. The sins King Regna has committed against us, and against you, his own people, are grievous indeed.
What has he done to us? I don't believe it.
3 decades have passed since the end of the war. In the years since, we have all done what we can to rebuild our nations. The opening of the Grand Norzelian mines was to be the dawn of a new age. An age where our 3 nations would work together for the peace and prosperity of all. But King Regna spat in the face of that glorious dream. As our engineers worked tirelessly to put success within reach, your King Regna schemed in the shadows to seize control of the mine for his own profit. And when Dragan Esfrost, my dear cousin, and the man tasked with overseeing the mine's operations, became aware of this plot, King Regna had him assassinated in cold blood. In doing so, he betrayed not only my own nation and the holy state of Hyzant, but you as well. The very people who were to share in the wealth the mine would bring. And so we were left with no choice but to march on Whiteholm Castle and put an end to Regna's treachery by force. Our actions were born of a righteous duty to avenge Dragan's murder and this odious betrayal of this historic accord between our nations. What say you, King Regna? Do you deny these charges against you?
I do not. But I beg of you, spare my children.
Subjects of Glenbrook, your traitor king admits his guilt before you. The punishment for these crimes is death. Off with his head!
Roland, Cordelia, the future of our kingdom is in your hands now.
Just days after the fall of the Crown City, King Regna of Glenbrook is beheaded before his subjects. The death of this kind and benevolent monarch plunges the realm into confusion and chaos. With the king perishes an all too short-lived era of peace. And in its place, one of bloodshed and turmoil.
Yeah, that's not too great, is it? What I'm actually gonna do, though, weirdly, I'm gonna head to the encampment. First of all, we haven't talked to Narv at all yet. Lord SlayerMathis, cannot thank you enough for letting me join your house after all that shouting I did. I was able to talk to a lot of different people here, and it made me realize that none of them have ever heard my grandfather's name. That's why I'll have to work harder than I ever have before. Then everyone in Norzeli will have to acknowledge his name. As the last disciple of the Archmage Grandante, I swear it. Narv Operin, a young man who calls himself the grandson and last disciple of the Archmage Grandante. He has joined House Wolford in hopes of restoring his late grandfather's name. I hope Jill and I can talk more about magic as one mage to another. Through my grandfather's robes, I've definitely seen better days, but there's no way I could part with them. Not ever. We can also talk to Jens. Thank you again, Lord SlayerMathis, for allowing me into your service. When Lord Simon summoned me, a mere apprentice from the Crown City, I was thrilled. I never imagined we were on the cusp of war. Long had I dreamed of running my own forge, but I had no inkling of the reality of weaponcraft. Now, I've seen war for myself, even if only a tiny bit. I'm prepared. Pray, let me join you the next time we face combat. If weapons that need attention from my hammer, Jens Macher, a young blacksmith working at Wolfort's encampment. There is no weapon he cannot forge. He decides to stand up on the battlefield with the rest of his house so he can better understand what it means to live or die by the blade. Soldier, once when we were still novices, we went for a drink in the Crown City. A few cups in, he promised to buy his first blade from me. And look where that got him. Now, if I recall... Yes, okay. So, speedy victory, whatever. Close quarters combat. This is my favorite level to grind on. I will just say that right away. For elementary, do you have any new items? I don't think you do. Oh, the golden pinky ring. This is a unique item. It increases the chances of an enemy dropping spoils when defeated. Grab it. It's very nice. You can kind of pick and choose who you all have. As for the Sundry Shop, it does have more items ahead, including a Medal of Bravery. Purchase one of these and actually get a unit up to a new class, which is always good. I'll grab Battle Cry, that's pretty nice. And we can recruit pretty much anyone except for, really, SlayerMathis actually. Huh. I think I'm actually going to do Huette. Get some more skills, get one more TP. And also a little bit of a stat bonus. It's not much, just one stat up. But let's grab Huette's promotion.
It is an honor to serve.
And until next time. You know what? This is going to be a long episode, but oh well, I want to do close quarters combat. Reason that I really like doing this mission, one, it's actually a fairly quick mission. There are not two enemies, and it's a pretty small battlefield. Okay, there's more enemies than I thought. But the other main reason, to be honest, it's the main reason, is that there is 2,000 gold just sitting there. Right there, 2,000 gold, and that's pretty significant at this early stage of the game. So, I'm not gonna say no to that. Let's just load people up. Plus, the bar is gonna be quite useless, but oh well. Again, probably should have waited until next episode to do this, but this is, again, the main mission I'm going to be grinding on, so yeah. The battle begins.
Time to work.
Anna moves first, that's to be expected, she pretty much will always move first. And actually, let's go all the way out and take cover.
You won't catch me.
That'll be nice. Take cover, not too much experience, but fine. Wasn't really in it for the experience. And don't want to get hit by that mage. Jens will get hit by the mage, but that's kind of fine, honestly.
This battle is ours.
Hewitt can... I'll show Shadow Stitching Arrow. It's more powerful than a normal arrow, and again, it inflicts immobility,
Leave everything to me.
which is quite nice. We're gonna use Be Brave. This is the main thing that Hotsubara will use.
I'm saved.
It's a very short-range heal.
Pushover.
Well, I mean, it's a one-range heal to everyone around Hotsubara. But, I mean, it's still fine. She only got 100 XP from that because she's just so low behind the recommended level of 10, I believe this one is.
I'll take you on.
And that's Anna uncovered. Boop.
I'll show you
One space over, we could have killed him. Whirlwind is the big thing that Narv will use. At least for a while. Wind magic will actually push enemies and turn them around. It not push enemies, that doesn't push enemies, it just turns them around.
It's time.
That's still not bad at all. As for here, big thing that you're going to want to do with Jens is try to predict where enemies are going to be.
Work.
I'm guessing he'll probably charge right at Jens, so I want to do a little bit of clash damage. Mainly aiming at that shield bearer.
Maybe next time.
Good dodge by Sarah Noah. Frederica, let's have... That's fine. We should be able to take out that healer pretty easy.
Oh no!
And, okay, Blade. You, I'm guessing, yep. And it does end his turn as he moves in.
Time to work.
And that does make things a little bit more awkward in terms of potentially taking out the healer right now. But oh well.
This is the end.
Too bad, I guess. Have that Roland would be pretty nice to do. Let's actually double thrust. Take out the mage. Oh, I could have rushed because I always forget about opportune attack. It doesn't calculate that into anything. That soldier's not a problem at all. Yeah, let's
Not another step.
prevent you from moving, ideally. Nope, okay.
Feisty, aren't we?
Was not afflicted by it. Hotsubara also has Cleave. Cleave is a nice horizontal attack. Not the best damage. Hotsubara is not really a fantastic... I'm not the biggest fan of Hotsubara, I'll just say that right now. She's fine as a unit, but not great. I prefer Gila much more as a healer. Hotsubara does have the advantage of being a ranged healer. Or not being a ranged healer, by being a fast healer. She moves around quite a bit. But also, like, that doesn't really matter too much.
Don't be afraid.
If she doesn't have too much range, she doesn't have too much healing potency. She's just kind of there. That's fine. You going after Hotsubara. She's also a little bit squishy, but I mean, in this case, the squishiness could probably be attributed to the fact that she's like 6 levels too low. Or 4 levels too low. I think it's 4.
Damn it all.
Yeah.
It's time.
Again, I will be doing this mission a lot. Because I just think that this is the best mission to grind on for a long time.
Allow me.
It's fairly decent on levels. It's pretty good. I mean, you can get some pretty good money from it. Pick up other spoils along the way. It's just a nice mission overall. So counterstance will work anytime that Serenoa is targeted, regardless of if they hit or not. If Serenoa manages to dodge an attack, he will still counter them. which is pretty nice. And we should be able to take this lad out. There we go. Thank you, Roland. Let's get Huette. Down you go. I'll probably get everyone to level 10 before I come back for the next episode. Again, I think that it's really useful to grind. Especially on hard difficulty, grinding is, in my opinion, in my experience, a necessity. It is very, very, very needed to grind. Frederica, that's a bit of a shame that you're in this sort of situation. But I can Flame Shield, which is, again, I've mentioned this before, I think I mentioned it last episode. I've mentioned it recently, I know that much, that I need to really, really use Flame Shield more often.
Time to work.
Let's get Jens moving as such. And down you go. Well, I mean, now down you go. Swoo! Good work there. Let's turn you around. Let's pick up the 2 grand.
Here I come.
And Huette will nearly be able to finish you off. I think it'll take one more turn. It'll take Darv's attack to finish off. Or Serenoa's. Well, let's get Serenoa up to level 10. That seems like a smarter idea. Yeah, I love doing this mission for grinding. It's very quick. You get some money out of it. It's not too difficult. I mean, I'm arguably a bit underleveled, but still managed to very easily plow through that. Close quarters combat is one of the best mental knock battles in the game. Even if you're very high level, that 2,000 gold is not something to sneeze at for a long time. And again, it's a very quick mission, so yeah, I will be doing that for a while off screen. And next time, well, we got a lot of side stories to get through. But until then, see you guys later.